Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Tea Talk. I pray that you're having a beautifully blessed Thursday so far and just basking in recognizing the beauty and the blessings that are actively around you. Now, what prompted this episode is I was actually inspired during yoga, one of my passions, kinesiology, which, oh, one moment. I have my bachelor's in kinesiology. Kinesiology, for those who don't know, is the study of human movement, the biomechanics, and also the nervous system. And first, let me just say movement is directly linked to healing. And this episode is pretty much going to be getting into that. But briefly, I just want to say that getting my bachelor's in kinesiology, when I first started out, it was all about muscles, personal training, physical therapy. I had no idea the extent of my understanding of it now. I didn't really link it to healing and spirituality until my last semester, actually, 2025. Yeah, my last semester. I did not link it to that. And that's when I started my spiritual journey. Well, that's when I became aware I was in a spiritual journey. But in the process of me learning that over the course of 2025, after I graduated, I would say the end of 2025, going into 2026, my original plan was to be a physical therapist, which is a beautiful career. Shout out to all my physical therapists out there, my kinesiology majors, or just my exercise heads or just movement heads in general, dance, exercise, whatever. Um, when I dug deep and like actually healed myself, my inner child, I realized I no longer wanted to be a physical therapist. And you know what? That's okay. Sometimes you learn more about yourself, especially at the age of 28. You learn more about yourself as you grow and as you heal. And that was just no longer the second. That was no longer what I wanted to do next. But what it did, what passion did grow in my heart was linking it to spirituality, yoga, meditation, dance, exercise, all of these beautiful things that actively just help the mind, the body, and the soul so much. So today's episode will be about kinesiology linked to healing, as you can already tell. Um, so first I want to say I got inspired while doing yoga for this. I always knew that I wanted to do an episode about movement and healing because a lot of people don't know that illnesses are linked to the chakras. Deep depression, anxiety, and health issues are linked to the chakras. It is linked to stagnant movement. Now, hearing about the seven chakras, I even heard someone say that it's demonic. Like I said, the Matrix will tell you anything. But if you, for example, if you see someone who don't really work out a lot or at all, or dance or yoga, just anything that moves energy in the body, you notice that they have a lot of more health problems. You notice that they're probably dealing with things like depression and anxiety. And I have linked this to myself back when I stopped sharing in high school. It's actually, well, of course, external things was happening as well, but that's when my depression set in. I wasn't moving, I wasn't dancing, I wasn't yoga and meditation. I had no idea even what that, just none of it. But you notice that they're often depressed or anxiety or unmotivated, or they're dealing with a lot of illnesses, primarily in the heart, solar plexus, and the sacral chakra, most of the time, if not all of the time. Um, so that's because there's stagnant, blocked energy in the body. Now, stagnant, blocked energy can come from trauma. Well, 90% of it is from that. um, Unprocessed emotions and trauma that is just sitting in the body. Now, a lot of people, like I said in my last episode, crying, release is something that is sacred as well, along with movement. Not just crying, just allowing yourself to feel all of your emotions without judgment, without trying to fix it or without trying to bypass it. Like all of that comes with moving energy in the body. Burping, like for example, in yoga, if you've never had a yoga class before, I highly recommend it. But if you do yoga, you realize that you may have some tears come out of your eyes. You may burp. You may pass gas in certain positions. That's fine too. Yawning a lot, sneezing. Those are ways that your body release energy. That's the way your body releases energy from the body. Um, so in yoga, when you're releasing those things through movement, that movement is quite literally is what's causing the burping, the yawning, the tears, the passing gas, the sneezing, whatever may happen. Some people, like for me, when I first started out, a lot of those things was happening. I was like, okay, then I understood it more, did my research, and I'm like, okay, the body is releasing that energy. Now, I want to get into the seven chakras first. Let me say, for those of you that have not made the connection yet, because I didn't make the connection until I turned like what 27. Everything is made in sevens. The seven chakras, the seven continents, 7 days a week. The list goes on. Just look up how God created everything in sevens. It is not a coincidence. So the second seven chakras, something I also want to go over. You probably can't see it. Either way, I'll go over it. Is it upside down? Okay, no. uh, for example, if your heart chakra is blocked, heart and sacral are two of the places that hold the most energy. The most. That's why cardio, if you go to the doctor, you're having chest compression, chest, it like just anything dealing with the chest, lung issues, breathing issues, chest pains, palpitations, any of that. Um, a lot of it is linked to unprocessed emotions and also needing to do cardio. Get your walking in. What if you walk, run, jog, whatever? Dance, movement can come in many different forms. Just move your body. But the heart chakra, problems that are linked to blocked heart chakra is heart and lung problems, asthma, allergies, fear of intimacy, um, inability to give or show compassion. This can be towards yourself or others. Um, Fear of intimacy. Most people think of that as just sex, but no, it's not. It's intimacy is deeper than just in a physical sense. So it can be showing love, like I said, compassion, caring, like just anything that is fluid in the emotions of the heart. The sacral chakra, which that holds most of it, especially for women. Um, this can manifest as fibroids, a blocked sacral chakra, and I want to touch on that a little deeper before I go to the other ones because especially for my women, please get your reproductive system checked out. I don't know how often people get pap smears, but one annual one is what is recommended. I highly recommend it because a lot of women or people, even men, like just in that area, just sometimes go when it's too late. Or if you're a black woman, you often get told, "Oh, this is normal. These tumors, these fibroid tumors, they're benign. You're fine." That is, it may not be affecting your everyday life to the point where a doctor may tell you. And I'm not knocking doctors, please understand that. But a lot of women, even I think a celebrity even came out recently about, oh, what is her name, about how she got second and third opinions versus when the first doctor told her it's nothing to worry about, but it has caused her infertility and just pain, heavy periods. These things are not normal, babes, and a lot of it is linked to unprocessed processed emotions. A lot of it is linked to needing to move the body more, move your hips in a sensual way, steal back your sensuality, even in every way, dance naked in your room, whatever you need to do. But just understand that a lot of fibroid tumors, infertility issues, tumors, just what else does it list? Emotional and hormonal imbalances, creative blocks. Oh my gosh, sexual dysfunction, all of these things. Your creative energy is directly linked to your sacral chakra. It is literally your life force. You create life from your body. And I'm speaking to my women here. Understand that if you ever feel as if you are not creative or you're not inspired in a creative sense, oftentimes you're either giving too much of your sexual energy away, which I'm not telling you to go out there and have your I'm not telling you to not be intimate with your partner. What I'm telling you is make sure that whoever you're being intimate with isn't stealing your energy and your life force and feeding off of it, but they're actually also feeding it back to you. Like, make sure you're equally yoked and aligned with whoever you are sexual with. And please, for the love of God, don't be giving your to each his own. Like I said, it's directly linked to your creative energy and energy transfers. So I'm not judging anyone that may be, if you want to hop, skip to different partners, that is your personal business. But please understand that you are taking the energy in from these people. Please be stingy with your womb, be stingy with your vagina, be stingy with all of you. Please. And if you ever feel like you don't have any creative power, we all have creativity. I don't care if you say, oh, I was never a drawer. Even if it's not drawing, creativity is expressed in numerous different ways. Just understand it's linked to your sacral. So process whatever needs to be processed. Move your hips for the love of God. Move your hips. Grind, move, dance, whatever. Steal back your sexual energy and pour it into yourself if you have to. But yeah, sorry. Well, not sorry, actually. Someone needed to hear that. um, Crown chakra. The mind, of course. That a blocked crown chakra is issues with sleep, your wake cycles, feeling disconnected from your body and others, difficulty meditating or trying to focus, spiritual discomfort, migraines. Because let's be like, there are no like pain receptors in the, there are none in the brain. So headaches are not normal. And I'm someone that suffered with migraine for years. And when I actually started to clear my crown chakra and get to the root of my own mind, power of the mind, I believe that was episode 2 or 3. Power of the mind, when I took my power back in my mind and started meditating and doing yoga and deep breathing and just focusing on knowing that I am not my thoughts, I am the witness, my migraine stopped. I don't get headaches ever. And if you ask anyone in my family, my mom, migraines were normal for me. Normal. But everything is spiritual and people don't even realize it. Like, when I healed the mind, every issue that I was having stopped. Like, no more migraines, no more headaches. If I get a headache, which we're human, we're gonna have issues. Whenever I get a headache, it's almost always directly linked to my period. It was always directly linked to my period. Like, that means it's coming. I don't really get them when I'm on it, but um PMS is it's real. Like, the week before is when I get all of my symptoms, but it's always linked to my period. And also, if I haven't drunk enough electrolytes, which is rare, I make sure to put salt in my water, pink salt, specifically Himalayan pink salt. That's also when headaches come. Like, your body talks to you. A lot of times people are just dehydrated or, unprocessed emotions or overthinking or anxiety. But to get back to kinesiology, the study of movement, it's so beautiful how God led me to that degree. And even though the reason why I initially pursued that degree was to be a physical therapist, because you have to go through that first 4 years and then 3 years of physical therapy, or 2 years, 1 or 2 years of PA, physical therapy assistant, whichever one. But I was led to that degree, but after I got it is when God started to show me, okay, the way you initially wanted to take this degree is not what you really want deep down. And he was right, where it was right. Creation, source, universe, it was right. My inner child was right. And I'm just so blessed to see that now. So while my path after the fact changed, I knew that it would still be something of surrounding around my voice and helping people and myself. Like I took all of the knowledge I got from kinesiology, put it because everything is spiritual. Like I said, stagnant energy in the body is the manifestation of illnesses, anxiety, and depression. You go to the doctor, you're having some type of issue, diabetes, not even just that, like it can be something simple, like more like less as of like a diagnosis, like this is what's wrong. And no matter what you go to the doctor for, one of the main things they prescribe you is exercise, movement. Now, some people's cases are more severe than others to where they have to go straight to medication. But even then, the doctor prescribes movement in some type of way. Like when I'm at the gym, I see so many beautiful elderly people there, some in wheelchairs, some with like ailments, like just so many different things. And they're in there putting their best foot forward. I'm talking about doing something better than some of these young folks, myself included. And it's because not only do they want to do that for themselves, of course, a lot of them are probably told that by their doctor, like, yes, you're on medications, but if you don't want to be on medications for the rest of your life, if the medications are helping you in one area but causing issues in another, which is what modern medicine do, then exercise does a lot for you. Like first of all, herbal healing and movement is the way our ancestors, the way everything was intended to be. The modern medicine was going directly to the plant, not going directly to the medication. And I'm not knocking medication because there are some instances where medication is really the only, I'm not gonna say the only thing, because like I said, everything was put on earth. God put it in the plants. We just gotta know what it is. Dandelion root. The stuff that is in those in your yard, the little yellow and white flowers, ones you blow, mm-hmm, that can eliminate 95% of cancer cells. People don't even know. But and I have a whole book on that. That's a whole nother episode I can do. But um basically just realizing that before modern medicine, the healing of movement and plants is what we heavily relied on. And now they take those plants, they call it witchcraft now. I take all the witch allegations. I heal myself through herbs. Okay. I don't ever get sick. By the grace of God, it's been probably 3 or 4 years since I've been sick. But it's because teas, stuff like that. But anyway, um, movement is what is often prescribed because stagnant energy quite literally manifests as illnesses. Cardio, that's your heart, that's really your entire, all of the chakras, really, but especially your heart. When everything flows through the heart, no matter what it is, all energy, that is the main place that holds energy. So when you move, when you exercise, when you run, you walk, you dance, you notice that people that exercise a lot or that dance or just do anything involving movement, they're more lighter, they're more free, they're healthier mentally, emotionally, and physically. That's not a freaking coincidence. It's because movement is the key to life. The universe loves to express itself through movement. Dance, exercise, move, walk, take a walk. Like when someone tells you to take a walk when you're angry, that's not to dismiss your anger. That's because normally after a walk, whatever you were upset about goes away. Like if you go to the gym, whatever was on your mind or on your heart heavy, it of course like not go like it was never there, but you no longer feel consumed by it. It's like, okay, I felt that. I no longer feel this as deeply anymore. I'm not gonna go and crash out. Like so let me just the heart chakra. I go more into that. Imbalance attributes would be depression, difficulty in relationships, and lack of self discipline. Just and that's just being nice about it. Like it is deeper than that. But I actually wrote some stuff down because I had so much to say. I was so inspired after I write it down. Um Stagnant energy manifests as health issues. Move your body. Myofascial massage A foam roller. Oh my gosh, I love me a good foam roller, or just going to get you a massage in general somewhere, having your partner massage you, whoever. If you go to the gym and you have a black card, let's just say at Planet Fitness, if you're a black card member, doing the hydro massage, the massage chairs, the compression, all of those things. Your body wants that. Please give your body that. Please. That moves energy in the body. Like a lot of trauma is stored in the back as well, which is also contributed to the heart, sacral, and the solar. Well, most more so the heart and the sacral. But a lot of trauma is stored in the back. But the trauma that is stored in the back is myofascial massages definitely help it there because, like I said, while you're processing the emotions and you're healing, you're like the energy has to go somewhere. Like it can't just stay stuck in the body. Like I said, when it stays stuck in the body, you have back pains, you have issues with your breathing, all of those things. So when you move your body, whether however you move it, cardio, lifting weights, dancing, whatever yoga, anything that you do, hot yoga. I've never tried hot yoga. I prefer just to do it in normal temp, but to each his own. That is beautiful as well. Saunas, another way to release energy from the body because sweating is another beautiful way that the body releases, just like crying. Like linking it all to like everything is spiritual first, whether you believe it or not. Whether if the world try to tells you different or not, they tell you different because they want you to believe different. But that's another story. But just making sure that you pour into your body Epsom salt baths, um, deep breathing, like all of these things help move energy in the body. The point is to move the energy. We don't want anything stuck. Move, move, move. um, oh, huh. Forgiveness. This is a subject I want to because this is something a lot of people do not like to do. Oh my gosh, grudges are one of the favorite things people hold. And I'm not judging you. I send you love because I know, like I said, I've been through hell. But I realized that one of the key things about the point of life is love. God is love. Love is God. The whole purpose of life is love and connection, to be honest. That is quite literally the purpose. So none of us is perfect. There will be times where someone may hurt you because they're operating from their own traumas, or you may hurt someone because you're operating from your own traumas. And it's important to forgive. I'm not saying forget everything. I'm not saying just let people run over you. I'm not saying any of that. But forgiveness sets you free. It sets your heart free because when you hold on to that grief, you hold on to that anger, you hold on to that hurt, you're just bound to it. Like you're quite literally just bound to it. While the other person may out there be like freely living their life, they may think of you. Sometimes they may not. Some people do you dirty and not think about you enough at all. But that's not your problem. What you control is what's in within you. Your internal state is what controls your life. So forgive people. I know it's easier said than done, but God forgives. Forgiveness is love. Love, God is love. It helps you set you free, and you deserve to be free. You don't have to hold on to the pain of something that happened years ago or last month or even last week. You don't have to hold on to that. You can feel it. Lord, please feel it as much as you need to feel it. Don't bypass it. Don't try to put it in the closet. Feel it. But as you feel it, feel my favorite phrase to tell myself the devotion to feel, or the willingness to feel with the devotion to release. The willingness to feel with the devotion to release. I don't believe in not feeling my emotions. If I need to cry, I'm going to cry. If I need to scream, I'm going to scream. If I need to cuss someone out, I'm going to probably just cuss them out privately, only because sometimes doing it to the giving people the reaction that they want just feeds their energy. And I'd rather just cuss somebody out. I'll cuss the pillow out and pretend like it's you, just so you don't even have to witness and get a oomph out of it. So from like feel your emotions. I'm not telling you don't feel them, but I'm saying Willingness to feel the devotion to release. And as you're releasing, forgive yourself for allowing whatever to happen, and forgive the other person, because none of us are perfect. We have all operated out of traumas. We have all operated out of fear, worry. Like we will never be perfect, and we're not better than anyone. So please understand that the heart holds a lot. And while yes, cardio, movement, all of that comes hand in hand, you also need to join that with forgiveness. Holding a grudge, some people make holding a grudge a sport. And like I said, I'm not judging, but those people are usually angry. Those people usually can't show compassion. Those people usually can't show love without it being attached to getting something back in return. Like, just, allow it to flow and just forgive because your body remembers. Also, that's another thing. Somatic, oof, and I wrote that down. I think, where did I write that down? Somatic memory, something I also learned in kinesiology and mostly in a spiritual sense last year after I graduated, actually. Somatic memory, the way your mind remembers everything, like you may want to do something or you may want to whatever, and your mind is like, no, don't do that. Remember when this happened? The body does the same. Fight or flight, the nervous system, which is also what I wrote down to go over. The nervous system holds all of everything that has happened for lifetimes, not even just in this lifetime. It holds everything that you've been through. And that is why most people walk around in fight or flight. I was walking around in fight or flight without even knowing. We all have, or we all are. But since your body remembers that trauma, even with you when you're moving, like you can exercise all day, but if you go home and you refuse to feel all of your emotions, then it's still just going to be inside of you. You have to join those two. That's the key crucial part of healing. And I didn't really know that till last year. So while I was processing the emotions, I was being called to do a lot of yoga. I was being called to go out in nature. I was being called to exercise more. Even though exercise was something I was already doing, I found myself not just doing it from the physical sense, but like doing it for my mental and emotional health as well. And not only to mention it gives you mad discipline, but the body remembers, man. So that back pain you're feeling, the upper, ooh, let me say that. I used to have the worst upper back pain, and I did not know or realize until last year that it was directly linked to my heart chakra holding so much, because the back of the heart chakra is what holds the trauma. Um, all of that somatic memory. I did not like I was interning at physical therapy clinic. Shout out to them. I love them. And they were like, "Oh, like you're so young. Why you're experiencing these pains? Your lower left back. The lower left is your receiving side. I had issues with like having pain there, and my upper back, the entire upper back, directly in the middle and the left side was mainly. And I did not know that that was so much trauma that was there. So when I started to consciously heal by journaling, by movement, by exercising more, doing cardio, because I wasn't doing a lot of cardio as well, I can admit that, um, the pain just stopped. Like, I can honestly say that the pain quite literally stopped. I have not had that back pain for a while, and if I do, it's usually just energy moving through it. Like, it's not like a point blank stagnant pain that it used to be, like excruciating. It's just like, okay, I may have felt some energy moving that day, do some yoga, and it's gone. But yeah, like personally for me, that is something I dealt with for years. It got to the point where I couldn't even work like a physical job. When I used to do retail in the mall, I could not, like, I would go home with pins and needles in the upper back. And oh, by the grace of God, I went to a desk job after that. But even at desk job, I would still have some pain, but it all stopped when I started to realize that I was holding on to a lot of somatic memory, that I wasn't doing a lot of cardio. I was mostly just lifting weights because I'm a lifter. Guilty. I love to lift heavy, heavier than it looked like I would lift. But I was not really giving anything to cardio. So, yeah, knowing that somatic memory not only manifests physically in your muscles, it is in your nervous system as well. That chronic stress, it contributes to anxiety, the fatigue, the physical tension, all of that is stagnant energy. That physical tension you feel in wherever part of your body, somatic memory, stagnant energy, that fatigue, that anxiety. First of all, let me say this for the people that are young, and I say young like 40s, 50s is still young to me. That's just how I feel. Especially if you're in your 20s and your 30s. Let me say there are so many 20 and 30-year-olds that be like, oh, when you turn this age, all this start to go downhill. I used to believe that too. But now I know for a fact that it's directly linked to how you take care of yourself. Like, and I say this with so much love to everyone. A lot of the people that tell you that, oh yeah, when you hit 30, all of this start to go down here, they don't be taking care of themselves. They don't be exercising. They don't process their emotions in a healthy way. They don't eat well. They probably are over consuming alcohol. And I say this with love. Like, I'm not judging. Please, no, I'm not judging. But your body, yes, time, the body does kind of break down over time. It's the natural flow of life. But a lot of that don't happen until like after you're 50 or in your 60s. And even there are 50, 60, 70, 80 year olds walking around here better than me and you right now. Me being 28 and someone is probably 21 that's probably heavily drinking. There are 80-year-olds out beating us. So I don't believe that, oh, you turn 30 and your body just breaks down. No, you are not old. You just need to stretch. You need to wake up, you need to stretch your body. When was the last time you had a good stretch? Like a real good stretch, not the one that you wake up and you do. Like, yes, that's crucial as well, but actually touching your toes, taking your arm to the whatever, just stretching your body. Go on YouTube, pull up a video, follow the stretches, do the yoga. And people think yoga has to be the complicated exercises, or it has to be the, like, people think all yoga is the advanced movement. You can go to the advanced movement if you want, but yoga is really just stretching the body. So just do some stretches that you are able to do, not what you see on the internet, not what the next person that's been doing yoga for 5+ years been doing, because I wasn't always able to do the advanced movements that I do now. But it's because you have to train your body. Muscle memory, which is also linked to kinesiology. Once you start to do it on a regular basis, it becomes easy. Just like when you go to the gym, you're not going to go to the gym and be able to freaking lift 100 pounds automatically, depending on what it is and what part of the body you're doing. You have to build your way up to that. So show yourself grace. Don't try to go into it being a professional or an elite. Just do it with the intention of catering to your body, and your body's going to respond to you and reward you for it. um what else? Fascia, which is fascia is the connective tissue that is stored, that it wraps around your muscle, your organs, and that is where all of the trauma is linked into. That is where the somatic memory is. So when you exercise and when you walk and when you dance, which I fell in love with dancing last year. I always loved dancing, but I never had the confidence to do it in the past, especially like creating videos of myself and doing it. Choreography was something that was always in my mind growing up, but I never actually did it because of lack of confidence. So I'm just so blessed to have healed my inner child and to be able to express myself through dance the way that I do now. Side note, but what was I saying? Oh yeah, the fascia that wraps around each organ and muscle. also learned the kinesiology. Like I said, when I started kinesiology, I did not know until the last semester of my senior year how deeply and spiritually it really is. Because that's when I was aware of my spiritual journey. So I got into myofascial massages, like the foam roller, just making sure that I massage the body. Oh, I wish I had my thing in here. But lymph massages are crucial. I have this lymph drainage, well, not even drainage, lymph massager thing that like it heats up and it vibrates, and I use it on my stomach. Let me say, I worked out. I mean, I cheered growing up, and that's when my abs was really kind of there. Not like they're not like the full 6 or 8 pack. Like I don't even care to have that, but the lining, um, that visual, that didn't come back. And I've been working out since like 2018, heavy lifting, doing it. Like it did not start showing consistently until this year. And that's when I started to eat better, of course, and like be more disciplined on my 3 to 4 days. But that lymph massager, oh my gosh, doing that with the stomach, a lot of people don't a lot of people don't realize that the bloatedness they're feeling, the swollenness that they're feeling in their body, the inflammation, it's just that stored tension. So when you start to cater to the body and massage it, I think it's on my Instagram, X Queening underscore, by the way, but I have a video of me doing it. That single handedly got rid of a lot of my stomach, which I've never really had a stomach, but I also couldn't get my ab lining back. But it finally came back because of that. So lymph massages. Um, I'll link it to my I got it off Amazon. I'll link it to my to this video as well. But those lymph massages gets rid of the stored trauma in the back. Cause I also use it on my back as well. Well, this part I can't reach the upper with it, but it's such a beautiful thing to witness over time. How I think I started it. I'll say February, January, something like that. It was this year, I know. But the difference between my stomach then and now, like I said, it's all I've never really had a stomach, but there's a huge difference in it. Lymph massages are crucial as well. You can go on YouTube and see different ways. You can massage your body with your hands. You don't need to have a thing to do it. You can do it with your hands. Um, the body remembers everything just like the mind. Let's see. Did I cover everything I wanted to cover? Um, Summer. Relax. I just want to also go over how crucial it is to just please move your body. If you have a friend, a family member, a loved one, whatever, that are going through some type of depression, anxiety, or health issues, and if you kind of analyze their life just a little bit without judgment, don't be over analyzing people, mind your business, but also know when someone's silently screaming out for help. But if you notice that they don't really exercise a lot and they're having health issues or they're depressed, they're having anxiety, realize that sometimes not everyone is going to be receptive to this as well, though, because I've ran into this myself. Not everyone is going to be receptive to you offering, like, hey, you want to take a walk, you want to go to the gym, you want to, dance, just go somewhere and just move your body, or just kind of get out of sitting in one spot and soaking. Not everyone is receptive to that, but if you know someone that would be, that just kind of just need that extra push, please do. Please be that saving grace. And just because sometimes a lot of people don't like to go to the gym on their own. If you're someone that have to work out with someone, that's okay. That's beautiful. Go with someone. The only thing that matters is that you're there, that you're doing it for yourself. And eventually, I've seen this myself with multiple people. Eventually, you get to the point where you feel comfortable going on your own, no matter how long it takes. There's no rush. If you want to continue to go with someone, that's fine too. Nothing wrong with a partnership or even 3 people. But make sure, and if you Or if you are that person that is currently depressed or going through anxiety, or you're trying to fight it, or and you look at your life, you may not be moving a lot. I highly recommend journaling. I highly recommend exercise. I highly recommend dancing. Even when you don't feel like doing these things, you have to train your mind. You have to train your mind to want to do the things that it don't want to do, because your comfortability, what's familiar is always going to feel familiar, but doesn't what's comfortable is not always what's best for you. And just because you like, oh, I don't work out and I've been fine all this time, in reality, you're not fine. Your body is screaming to you in some type of way, whether if you're realizing or not. It's okay to push yourself, because it takes 28 days to build a habit. It takes 28 days to build a habit. And when you build that habit, no matter if you're doing yoga, no matter if you're dancing, taking classes, no matter if you're exercising, no matter if you're just doing cardio, Zumba classes, biking, whatever, jogging, whatever you're doing, just move. Move your body. Depression and anxiety loves stagnant energy. Illnesses love stagnant energy, because when that energy don't move in your body, it's just sitting there. And when it sits there, it collects. And next thing you know, you have breathing issues. Next thing you know, you have heart disease. You're Because when you sit in one place, what are you also doing a lot? You know me, I love food, but you're also probably over consuming. And if you're over consuming, and I say this with love, that's just adding to the things like heart disease and um diabetes and high blood pressure, hypertension, like all of these things. So make sure you're moving, because you can't outrun a bad diet either. So make sure you're also eating right. All of this food that they're creating nowadays, I'm trying to get to the point where I don't eat food that didn't exist over 100 to 200 years ago. And when I say that, I mean meat. We all know meat exists. Fish, we all knew that exists. The eggs, that's fine. Vegetables. But all of this new stuff, I be seeing some of the craziest stuff on it, and I don't know. I can't even give you an example. I just be seeing crazy stuff that they're creating. No. That is freaking cholesterol, which, touch on that for a moment. Cholesterol, we think it's all bad. Cholesterol is not all bad. You have your LDL and your HDL. LDL is your low density lipoproteins, while your HDL is your high density lipoproteins. Your HDL, I think the number is 60. Come through the degree. It's recommended for it to be over, I think, 50 or 60. I keep hearing 60 in my mind, so 60. The higher that number is, the better your body is able to clear out the LDL, which is the low density, which is the stuff, which is the bad cholesterol. HDL is good, LDL is bad. The LDL is what clogs the arteries. The HDL is what can go through there and clear it out in a quicker sense. So, excuse me, I'm a little rusty on some of this as well, but I know my stuff. But cholesterol isn't all bad, but that food that they're inventing is directly contributing to the LDL. But your HDL, that's why your doctor tells you to move, walk, cardio, because cardio directly raises your HDL. You want low LDL, you want high HDL. That's what you want. For example, I know a family member that have suffered with like hypertension and was pre-diabetic, and they they don't even really have to take their medicine as much now, and they also are no longer pre-diabetic, because their HDL went up, because they went into moving more, getting cardio more. They're not even in the gym lifting weights. I mean, they want to, and they can, and have, but some people's work schedules make it kind of complicated, which you can fit in what you do, but their work directly allows them to walk and be active anyway. So that's another thing. They're already working out for 8 hours a week for 5 days. Like, I mean, 8 hours a day for 5 days. They're already working out. But it's because they went from being more stagnant to moving more. So the HDL went up, LDL went down. It is all linked. Moving the body heals the body, not just mentally, not just emotionally, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. Get out, move the body, take a walk. If you're not someone that moves a lot, that's fine. Start by walking. If I'm I am not a runner. I'm not a jogger. I love a good walk, but I don't run, I don't walk. I don't get on a treadmill. It's not my thing. I ran enough when I cheered. When I was on the cheerleading team, we ran enough, honey. We ran enough and I got over it. But I'm not saying I wouldn't run now. It's just not. I can do the stairmaster, I can do elliptical, but treadmill, running on a treadmill, running maybe one day. But I'm moving in somewhere. I'm on the stairmaster. I'm on the elliptical. I take my walks. Like, just move your body. And I think I pretty much touched on it. I feel like I can talk forever about this because kinesiology, the chakras, these things, oh, they're so near and dear to my heart. And I wish that more of the world made the link between it. But shout out to you if you have, and shout out to you if you haven't. Shout out to you if you're taking this and being like, okay, I didn't realize that it's all connected, but it is. Like I said, analyze the habits. Look at someone who is active, working out, dancing, doing whatever, and actively processing the emotions versus someone who is not. I promise you, the health differences are there, whether if it's mental, emotional, or physical, or all of the above, they are there. So make sure you are working out, make sure you're exercising, make sure you are doing something to move your body. Make sure you're eating healthy. Make sure you're treating your body like the sacred temple of God that it is, because it quite literally is a sacred temple of God. God is within you. And knowing the power of God, if God is within you, why wouldn't you treat your body with the utmost respect and care and love? Why wouldn't you want to go out and work out or dance or move or eat healthier or stop with the excessive alcohol consumption? Like I said all of this with so much love, but a lot of people are walking around. I seen a post and they made it in a funny sense, but someone said the reason why y'all are swollen is because of how much alcohol you consume. I say this with love, but alcohol and inflammation in the body is directly linked. And what does inflammation do? It makes you swole. It you're hurt, you hurt your ankle, it's gonna be swollen. That's inflammation. A lot of people have that in their face, their body, their stomach, and it's because of the drugs and the alcohol that they're constantly putting in our faces. Like, I'm not saying don't have your fun, but all of those things just tear you, it separates you more and more from yourself, from your health. So just make sure you're taking care of you. Make sure you're pouring all of your love into you. Make sure you're listening to your body, because the body talks to you. We often just don't listen. We often ignore it and be like, oh, I'll be fine. No, your body talks to you. Listen. And when you start listening more, it start listening to you. So yeah, happy Thursday. I love you. Whoever is, if you're still here, God bless you. May God bless. I send loving and healing energy to you. I pray that you know that you are deserving and worthy of all of the great things that life wants to offer. You just have to open yourself up to receive and know that you are worthy of it. So God bless.